Hey, everybody, guess what? We're live with your favorite Franklin art teacher, Miss Cassie Stephens. How's it going today?
It's going great. It's a beautiful day, so no complaints on my end.
Right? For one of the first days that we've had sunshine, because I feel like it's been like raining for the last 50 days or so.
Right. It really has. Just when you think it's safe to go outside and go for walks, some cloud rolls in and you're like, not again. But
That
yeah.
happened to me so many times. I would try to go out and do like a little run, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get wet.
Oh, well,
The
spring.
last time you and I chatted was right before your Netflix show on Nailed It. You were so good. You didn't give anything away. I had no idea if you'd won or not. And then you did win, which was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not a good secret keeper. And so when they were like, okay, you're gonna have to sign this contract that says you're not gonna say anything, basically for a whole year, because that's how
Wow.
long production takes. That was seriously intense. So yeah, I had to really boop, but I managed to do it.
You were so good. So you won. What was it like after that? Because you won a prize. Did you use that in your classroom?
You know what? I've used it. Teachers, all we do all day long is spend our own money for our classrooms. So, of course, a lot of it did go into my classroom. You've been in my classroom, so you know what
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like. A lot of stuff going on. And, now I've just kind of squirreled some of it away for future use for projects with my students or even here at home. So I'm scheming of what I could do with it. But that was such a fun opportunity. It's such a great experience. I'm not a baker, I'm not a cook. It really shows. You watch like the first 5 minutes, you're like, oh, bless her heart, But it was a good time. And in fact, for one of the live art classes, we did a little cooking activity. So I'll have to talk more about that when we get to that topic.
Wow. Well, I hope you did something nice for yourself, because that's a huge undertaking to go on this show and win. Did you do anything like just for yourself? I know you love your students, but
Not yet. Like I said,
okay.
I'm thinking on it. So not yet, but I need to.
You should. You should. Talking about when all the schools closed down in March, you went straight into like teaching mode. You were still teaching, but online, like you were doing classes every single day
Yes,
online, and not like just a little like draw this. It was pretty intense.
it's really intense.
What made you decide to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, when it first all came about, we were kind of told that we were going to have a couple of days off. We were going into our spring break, and that we may or may not come back. So everything was just up in the air. We had no idea what was happening. And of course, vacation plans were canceled. We weren't going anywhere, my husband and I. So I just started thinking about what kind of art could I continue to share with my students and anybody else who wants to join? I have a pretty good social media platform, and I was excited to continue to share art lessons there. So I thought I'll pick a theme for 1 week. That was my mindset. Just start with 1 week. And I thought I'll do one live art lesson and then maybe a couple of YouTube videos that I can just kind of do on the side. Well, the first live art class just exploded. I mean, Good Morning America covered it a little bit,
Yes,
and
because it was the robots, right?
it was the robots. And I mean, when I first went live and it said 1K as far as how many people were just like automatically there, my palms started to sweat. I mean, I started to like stutter. I was like, oh my gosh, all these people. So once that I saw that there was this great need, excitement, so much joy for it, I thought I can't just post videos on YouTube when there's this many kids who are just wanting to tune in, and adults, other art teachers and teachers. So I decided to go live and for the rest of the week. And then when Friday hit, people were saying, "So what's next week's theme?" And I was like, "I'm in it now. Okay, here we go." So then we did Zany Scientists, where we did art and science projects every day. And my live art classes went from being 30 minutes, because that's my schedule is a 30-minute art class.
Right.
But the kids were saying, slow down, can you go a little slower? And I thought, okay, I'll just work at their pace. So what started as a 30-minute art class became an hour long every weekday for 11 weeks, 55 art lessons.
She's like, I have the exact number, 55.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 5 hours a month. And then all of those projects are now living on my YouTube channel. You can also go back and watch the live stream on my Facebook. But it was a lot of fun. There's like mountains of art projects in boxes over here on this side of the room because we had, snack week, pet week, dinosaur week, space week, pirate week. I dressed up like a pirate every day. So it was a lot of fun, but I'm now ready for a little bit of a break.
Now that classes and school is officially over, you're like, okay, I'm officially done for now.
For now. But the real intense part, the teaching part wasn't a problem. I mean, I really enjoyed that because I've been teaching for 22 years. So it was fun to teach in a new way, to kind of navigate those waters. And, it's interesting to teach children who you can't be face to face with, who are asking you questions and you're trying to walk them through the process, but you can't like go over and actually help them. So that was interesting. But the real work was on the weekends trying to come up with 5 original projects. How can I teach this in a way where I'm not going to be present with them? So that was where the real work was. So this weekend, when I didn't have to plan for 5 days worth of lessons, I was like, wow, this is very nice. I like this. So I know I'll miss it, which is why I'm going to continue to post art videos to my YouTube channel, probably, 3, maybe 4-ish a week. So that way, because I had a lot of kids like, I'm going to miss art class. I'll miss creating. And I'm like, okay, guys, there's still a lot of videos on my YouTube channel anyway, but I'll continue to add more. So it was a lot of fun, a good learning experience for me.
Yeah, and I also saw you were offering some things for adults as well. A couple little drawing things, which I was like, I should take that. I need a little help with my little stick figures here.
Right. Those were just something fun. I've been doing a lot of Netflixing and rewatching of shows, and one of the shows I was rewatching was The Office. So I thought, it might be fun to give people an opportunity to draw some of their favorite characters from a show they enjoy. So it's called Art Class Happy Hour. And so far we've done 3 of the people from The Office where I've walked you through how to draw them. And just a really fun, quick kind of video. Nothing like seriously intense, just a good time to relax.
Yeah, I like that. That was fun. Those were cute. I only saw one of them, but I need to go back and check out the other ones. So what does your summer look like now that, we're still unsure how school's going to look in the fall. And so what are your plans right now?
Well, right now my plans are to relax. I have a couple of personal projects I'm working on. Been working on writing a book for since about this time last year. So now kind of nearing the end, I can see the finish line. So I'm going to force myself to push forward and get that done. I'm good at starting projects. I'm not great at always finishing them. So this is what I'm trying to really hold myself accountable. I have a podcast for art teachers that I do, and I'm going to start working on season 2 of that. When this whole thing began, all of my focus went straight to learning how to teach virtually. So a lot of the other projects I was working on, they kind of took a back seat. So I now need to change my focus a little bit on that. My house is a disaster, so I'm cleaning. You would think, oh gosh, I'm out of school for 2 months. I've got this time to, no. The thing is if you're just not going to clean your house, you could have all the time in the world. You ain't never going to clean that house.
I have some friends post that like on social media is like, oh, I have plenty of time now and my house is still not clean. So that's not my issue.
Right. Exactly. So
tell us about your book. I didn't realize you were writing a book.
Yeah, well, this one is for art teachers. Like I said, I've been teaching for 22 years. So it's just kind of like my tips on classroom management and how to get hired and how to host a student teacher, how to be a student teacher, those kind of things. But I'm also planning on taking all of these projects that we've been working on and putting those into a book as well. That way people can enjoy all of the projects in one place. So that's kind of also something I'm like, well, now I have all of these amazing projects. I'd like to share them beyond just a video in case a kid doesn't have access to that. So that's something else I'd like to pursue. So that's what the books are. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I've read a couple of other books. So I have a clay lab for kids book and a stitch and string for kids book. So I kind of know the process. What I always forget is how much work it is. And every time I get done with the book, I'm like, I am never doing that again. It's the worst. I hate it. And then the next thing you know, right back at it.
She's there again. What was your inspiration for all these projects? Because like you said, you were doing that on the weekend. And to me, that sounds overwhelming to come up with 5 projects for the week, an hour-long live. I mean, what was you, and that's the first time you've ever done something like that, right? So what was your process and how you could do this live?
Well, coming up with a theme really helped. I do a lot of themes in my art room as well. Like when we have an art show, we actually did a pirate art show last year. So that was our theme. So starting with the theme is a good starting point for me. And we always did a self-portrait on Mondays because the kids loved those. So we drew ourselves as a pirate, we drew ourselves as a chef, an astronaut, a wizard. So we always kicked off Mondays with a portrait. So I knew that I just had to come up with a fun, clever, something that the kids would really enjoy drawing portrait. And then one thing we really got into doing was creating our own clay because the kids love clay. And obviously, a lot of kids don't have access to it, but most households have water, let's hope, salt, and flour. So we made salt dough clay every single week. I mean, the reason there was no flour on the shelves of the grocery store is probably my doing.
It's your fault when I was trying to make stuff at home.
Right. So I knew that we would always do a clay project, and then I just had to think, you know, what could my theme be that will tie those together? And then I had to come up with 3 other projects. So it was pretty intense. You know, I just kind of listened to what the kids really enjoyed. I would always have a running conversation. The tricky part about teaching live is that there's nobody there to talk to. You're essentially talking to yourself and then the comments on the screen, right? So you get really good at just talking to yourself about anything that just pops into your head. And so a question I would always ask them was, you know, what have you guys really enjoyed doing? What I know about kids is they love to make something that has a purpose beyond just a pretty picture. So when we made puppets, whether it be hand puppets or stick puppets, that gave them something to play with and create with beyond the hour-long art class. So we started making a lot of puppets and things like that, pop-outs. They love anything that can, you know, move or change. So we started doing a lot of pop-out projects too. So it was intense, but just knowing what the kids liked and sticking with that theme really helped.
Yeah. Well, it's so impressive. It was so much fun just for me to watch as an adult. So you guys should go back and check them out. Tell everybody where all your social media channels are so they can check those out in case they missed them. I can't imagine anybody did, but in case they did or want to do a repeat class.
Right. Well, you can find me on YouTube. Basically, if you just want to find me, just search my name, Cassie Stephens. But on YouTube, it's my name. And like I said, all the videos are archived there as well as any other shorter videos that I've made because I have been doing like 3-minute videos too, because the art lesson ones, they're if you're just going to sit down and create with me. So they're about 30 minutes long. If you want to catch the live stream, Facebook archives all of those. So that's an hour long and you can see the running comments and kids, you know, contributing and answering questions I throw their way. And I'm also Cassie Stephens Art on Facebook. On Instagram, Cassie Stephens. So if you want to find me, I'm pretty easy.
That's so cute. Are you going to do any sewing this summer? I saw you were showing pictures of your wardrobe a few weeks ago or a couple weeks ago. I was like, wow, look at that.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty intense. That's why I'm selling half of my closet because I got to make for all the stuff I've been working on. You know, I love to sew. So I have about, I would say a half dozen dresses that are, like I said, I'm good at starting, not great at finishing. So they're all in that like middle phase, just waiting for a hem or a zipper. So yes, that's definitely something that I will be working on this summer. You never can have enough dresses, especially go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, you have the greatest, like, I love your prints. I would probably not, I wouldn't wear those, but they look amazing. Like, so,
not for everybody.
like what you're wearing right now with the little pencils, and that is so cute.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So you're selling your dresses right now, is that right? They're still for sale.
Yeah, not my vintage one, not the ones that I've made. I don't usually sell those just because, first of all, it takes so long to sew a dress because I'm not great at it. It just takes me forever. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and cursing that goes into each one. And not to mention, I'm not that great at sewing. So if anybody got really close and be like, that headline is about 3 inches tall or long or whatever. But I just am a clothes horse. So right now I'm just kind of weeding things out and putting them up on my Etsy store just to say goodbye to some things. You know, there has been a little bit of spring cleaning here, a little bit. So I will say
There you
that.
go. See,
Yeah.
you've been more productive than you thought.
A little bit.
It's great to catch up with you. So much fun. Your classes are always fun and to watch. And then if for some reason school goes online in the fall, you're ready. You already tested it out. You know what to do, right?
Right. Yeah. Who knows what the fall holds for us teachers? I try not to pay too much attention to it. I'm just like, just let me know when y'all have this figured out because I don't want to stress or worry this summer about it. It's out of my hands, beyond my control. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, it's great to see you. You guys go check it out. You'll have so much fun. It's something to do with your kids because we're all looking for things to do with our kids this summer. Since
Sure.
so many camps have been canceled,
I know.
we can do the Cassie Stephens online camp. Here we go. All right. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.